Hi guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. Today we're going to be doing a bow review on the new 2011 Martin Firecat 400. The Firecat 400 is the dual cam version of this bow. They also have a solo cam version of this bow called the 360, Firecat 360. This is a really nice hunting bow. First thing you're going to notice on this bow is the looks of this bow, which is something I really like. It's got these really cool looking designs built into the riser. Got these vibration dampers built in here with this cool green look to them. Nice cool green and black hammerhead strings on here. The new Martin logo, the new location for it's up here. So the bow overall has a really good look to it. And by shooting it, I found it seems to be a pretty good bow. It seems to be an excellent hunting bow. And it's loaded with some really cool innovations from Martin. One of the first things that you're going to notice on this bow is the cable slide and the string dampener that are built in. This cable slide is called torque reduction, TRG is what it's called, torque reduction, let me see here, torque reduction cable guard is what it is. And you can see on this cable guard, instead of having a slide that it's got to go down and having a Teflon deal there that's got a slide on that, it's just basically got these two channels. That seems to make this bow a little bit smoother, and it also reduces the torque on your cams. So it's a pretty nice innovation, and it seems to work out really well. The other thing is the string stop. This string stop is called the SOS, and this is called the string oscillating suppressor. One of the nice things about it is it's got this hollow spot right behind the rubber, and this rubber actually bounces. It's got some give to it. So when your string hits it, instead of coming to a dead stop, the energy from your string is transferred into that, and it's got some give to it to absorb that energy a little bit better, and seems to work out really well. Another nice feature of this bow is it's got two quick disconnects down on the bottom. It should have a stabilizer here. This is where you screw your stabilizer in when you want to take your stabilizer off to put this bow into a bow case or something like that. All you got to do is slide this out, and this piece right here simply slides out the side, and then when you're ready to put your stabilizer back on, you just have to slide it back in there. So that piece slides right out, and it's made out of good steel. It's not an aluminum block, and it slides right back in there. The one thing I will tell you guys up on this area is when you're putting your stabilizer on there, your stabilizer is directly contacting the your riser, and that film tip will come off. So be sure to watch torquing that thing down, and be sure, I will actually, if I was going to put my stabilizer on here, I'd probably put a rubber or a nylon bushing or plastic washer behind there to get you a little bit of a buffer zone to keep from damaging your riser. But that is a pretty cool little quick disconnect, works out really well. You also have one in the back here for your V-bar, so if you want to set up a V-bar on this, you got a quick disconnect for that as well. Another cool innovation is you can actually take your cable slide and your string dampener, and you can see up here on my side I'm using this Eliminator Pro from Extreme Outdoor Products. I can actually take that, if I have a problem with this cable slide, I can actually take this cable slide out just by removing a couple of bolts and slide it right down here into this groove here, put those bolts back in, and set my depth to where it needs to be, and I can completely move that down to a different location on the bow. So works out really cool, works out really good. This bow is available in 15-pound increments, which is something I like from Martin. This bow is a 55-70, so 15 pounds of adjustment there. This bow is also available in, it's got 50, 60, or 70-pound limbs for this bow. It does have the Nitro Cam on it here, which is available. It's adjustable from 27 to 30. This bow has a 7-inch brace height and a 32.5-inch axle to axle, 80% let off, and it's IBO rated for 335 to 345. We'll show you some shots here of me shooting this bow, and it shoots out pretty well with nothing on it. This bow has absolutely no string dampeners on it at all, except for what's built into the riser here and the string suppressor. Nothing on the string, nothing on the limbs, and the bow's pretty quiet and shoots pretty well. The only thing I'd say you got to watch is you got to make sure these here are tight, because I had a little bit of noise issue, and I found that the back one on this was loose and it was causing some pretty good noise issues. But so you make sure those are tight, and you'll be in good shape. So we'll show you here real quick just a couple shots that I took with this thing, and show you how it sounds on the shot, and how the recoil is after the shot, after the arrow's left the bow. Okay, so you can see there the bow is fairly quiet. It's got a little bit of noise to it, and it's got a little, I feel like a little bit of recoil on the shot, a little bit of hand shock, whatever you want to call it. Seems like it's got a little bit of recoil on the shot, but not bad considering there's nothing on this bow. I think you could take care of that very easily by putting some bow jacks material on this bow, some sim stuff, something like that. Maybe some string snuff or some bow snuff into this riser, something like that, to dampen some vibration. I didn't even have a stabilizer on it when I shot it, so I think you can definitely take that out of it. There's some other cool features of this thing. It has the hammerhead bowstrings on it, which I didn't mention. It has their new Power Tough limbs, which is supposed to be some of Martin's toughest limbs they've ever made. This is made out of a solid block of aluminum, CNC machined, solid block aluminum riser. It also has this nice thermal grip, saddleback grip on it, which I like really well. It's got this black leather or imitation leather, whatever it is, on the back side of it, so you're not going right up against the aluminum. And it's got this cool carbon fiber insert here, which looks pretty nice. And the bow, just shooting it, it feels real good in my hand, and it seems to fit my hand real well. It also has this VEM, which is a vibration dampening material on the riser. So if you're shooting a fall away like me, it's got that vibration dampener right there to come down and hit against, so it's not hitting against bare aluminum. So those are some of the features of this bow, and it seems to be, like I said, it's a 32.5-inch axle-to-axle bow, and to me this is a hunting bow, and it seems to perform very well with that. We set it up at 60 pounds, and it's got about a 27.5-inch draw on it right now. I'm shooting about a 386 grain arrow, and we're getting right at anywhere between 275 and 279s, I believe what the chronograph was. I know 279 was the highest. So this thing's IBO rated for 335. I don't know if you could quite get there or not. I think you could probably get pretty close. That setup was set up for me to go hunting. That's my hunting setup, and that's still a fairly lightweight arrow considering. But I don't know if the 10 more pounds and a few more inches of draw length would get you right there. But I think you could get pretty close with this bow. I think that you could probably hit the 330 mark, and maybe with a little bit of torquing, not a little bit of torquing, but maybe a little bit of tuning, you could probably get it to that 335 mark. But I don't know if it would get up to the 345 mark. I think you'd have to have everything ideally set, and everything would have to be absolutely perfect to get to that 345 mark. Now the finish on this bow is kind of like the Onza that we tested out earlier. It's got some rough spots on it. It's got some spots on the back side where you can see where this bow was machined on the riser. So the finish leaves a little bit to be desired. This one's not as bad as what the one on the Onza was, and the machining marks on it are not quite as visible on this bow either. But for a good hunting bow, it's fast enough that 280 feet per second is enough. That's putting out enough kinetic energy to put down any animal in North America. I'm sure you could put down an elk or something like that with it. I don't know exactly what kinetic energy that's putting out, but I believe that you'd be at 60 pounds of kinetic energy or above with this bow at that setting. So I think you'd definitely be able to do any kind of hunting in North America you wanted to do with this bow. And that 32.5-inch axle-to-axle gives you a good solid shooting platform. The bow at full draw, you can see there, it's good, pretty good and solid. It's a really nice length. I like that. The bow looks cool. It's got some really cool innovations on it. And for the price on this bow, you know, it's exactly a meat and potatoes. This is what I would say is a meat and potatoes hunting bow. One that you're going to take out for beginners or experts, guys who've been hunting for a long time, or guys who are just starting. One that you're going to take out, and you got a lot of innovations built into this thing that are really cool, and you can take out and you can really do some good hard hunting with this bow. I think this is a good meat and potatoes hunting bow is what it is. The draw cycle on it's not too bad. It's got a little bit of hump to it, but when you're getting into that kind of speed, you know, a speed bow like that, it's not too bad. It's fairly smooth for that kind of thing. So I think in a tree stand situation, a lot of clothes on, I don't think you'd have a problem pulling this bow back at 60 pounds, 70 pounds, or whatever you choose to shoot. It's not the kind of cam that's just gonna tear your shoulder off trying to get it pulled back. So I think it's gonna be a really good hunting bow. The only thing I can peg this bow on is not hitting the IBO speed, which is a big one to me. The finish on it, like I said, leaves a little bit to be desired, and the machining marks on the back side of it. Setting it up, tuning it was simple, easy. good versatility to the bow, and just like the Onza, the only 3 things I marked it on was those 3 things. So I give this bow a 9 out of 10. We test these bows to do what they're advertised to do. If I give a bow a 10, it doesn't mean that it's the perfect bow out there. What I'm saying is this bow will do 90% of what it's advertised to do. 90% of what I expect this bow to do when I pick it up off the shelf, this bow will do it. So this Martin Firecat 400 has impressed me very much. It's a really good hunting bow, and I think one you can shoot 3D with as well. I don't think you can just be limited to hunting with this bow, but really nice bow, easy to set up, really shot good. Like I said, there's a few things that I pegged it on, but nothing too bad. I think it's a good 9 out of 10 bow, and I really like the looks on it. Martin's made this thing look cool. This riser has got some really cool designs on it. You can see on the bottom here these things. This riser just looks pretty cool. So check this out. You can check this out at Martin Archery. Their website, we'll put that right here for you. I'd also like to thank Justin Garrison from On Target Archery. We'll put his information up for you at the end of the video. You guys in Southwest Missouri, be sure to check him out. If you're not around here, just give him a call and he can help you out. He's a real nice guy. So I'd like to thank Justin for letting me use this bow and do this testing with it. So be sure to visit Martin's website. Be sure to visit Justin's website. Be sure to visit ours for more reviews we got coming up in 2011 at IkesOutdoors.com. Appreciate you watching.